Hello YouTube, it's ST with ST's Silver Stacking back with you. I was going to do a video for my next video on gold versus silver. However, I'm going to put that off. There's something else I want to talk about. And that is the biggest threat to the United States dollar. And the threat is not talked about. Before we go further, and this is going to get deep in the weeds, if one asks an average high school student what gives the dollar its value, hopefully, if they paid attention in their high school economics, they will answer the full faith and credit of the United States government. It is an incorrect answer, but that's what is taught to them, and that's what is in their books. Now, if you ask a college economics student, you will get the value is derived by what one is willing to give you for $1. A little closer. But what really makes the United States dollar special? Is it because the United States people are superior? Is it because the economy of the United States is superior to all other economies, and our economic model and our fiscal soundness is unsurpassed in the world? No. What gives the value to the United States dollar is its ability to buy oil. The petrodollar, the petroleum dollar. If you've heard this term, please bear with me, because there's going to be a theory near the end of the video. If you have not heard of the petroleum dollar, please watch this video. Please feel free to fact check anything I say in this video. Now, with few notable exceptions, the majority of the transactions that purchase oil in the world are delineated and transacted in US dollars. What does this do? This creates an artificial demand for United States dollars, because any country that wishes to import oil has to have a supply of US dollars. Oil markets transact their business in US dollars. Now let's go a little deeper in the weeds. Have you ever wondered about some screwed up foreign policy this country has had in the past? I'm going to give you an example, recent examples. The Saddam Hussein, we defeated him in the Gulf War. We had him contained. He operated to his own ends, which meant we can predict, control, and contain the dictator. Suddenly, he has WMDs. Now, we never found the WMDs. 9/11 didn't trace back to Iraq. Not one Iraqi was involved. Not one training camp was used. Not one penny in financing was traced back to Iraq for 9/11. However, we invade Iraq and topple Saddam. Why? Because he tried to transact in the year 2000 oil transactions, not in the US dollar. Another example, another bad guy. Now, I'm not saying Saddam Hussein was a good guy. I'm not saying Gaddafi in Libya was a good guy. But he came up with a plan to transact oil and gold-based currency. He gone very quickly. We had plans to attack Iran. Now, granted, that's probably some jerks we need to be killing. That being said, new administration takes over. The Obama administration didn't have the stomach for the fight. They virtually assured Iran will get a nuclear weapon. Why did they do that? Because Iran was working on an exchange that would transact oil in a currency other than the US dollar. We bought them off. Why does the United States president, when it was Obama, and Bush, and Clinton, and Bush before him, and it pains me to say Reagan, kissed the House Assad's ass? Guess why? Because if we move off the petrodollar, our currency, the buying power of our currency, the United States currency, collapses. Now, in order to maintain the petrodollar, here's where we're going to get in the weeds, guys, because it's going to get good here. In order to maintain the petrodollar, you can do two things. Number one, buy off, keep them fat, dumb, and happy, so other people in this world, like the House Assad, does not look for alternate currency. If you evaluate our screwed up foreign policy in light of the petrodollar, it makes perfect sense what we've done. If you evaluate it any other way, moves we made make very little sense. The petrodollar is the reason we have been given aid to countries. We have ignored Saudi Arabia from 9/11. Look at the origins of the people from 9/11. The House Assad. The Saudi royal family has personally financed terrorists. We let that go because the petrodollar superseded all other concerns. The second way you can maintain it is to be the world's economic powerhouse, where the currency will be strengthened to such a point that it will be the preferred currency. You do that through increased military in order to project and enforce your power across the globe, and it's done by enhancing the economic base. The new president, President Trump, has clearly chosen the second option. Predecessors have chosen the first. By the way, this started under Nixon after we came off the gold standard. And because of the demand created by other countries that have to maintain a supply of US dollars in order to buy oil, it created artificial demand for our dollars, which, ceteris paribus, all other things being constant, increased demand increases the power of the dollar. So it enabled Congress to borrow to spend like drunken sailors. Now, President Trump has decided to go about our strength from another standpoint, because we were running out of stuff to give. Also, maintaining the petrodollar under our first method was putting us in mortal danger. President Trump's going the strength route. Now, I don't think it's a huge risk of the petrodollar going away, but there is a risk, and it needs to be on your threat matrix. The risk is the people that don't like us. You think the House Assad likes us? They want us to die. They like our money. They like our wealth that's being transferred to them. They will gladly go to another currency to transact their oil in. However, can they get their crap together, and all these oil producing countries that don't necessarily like each other get their crap together to adopt another universal currency prior to our country or the United States coming up to a position of strength where the dollar will be the preferred vehicle still? Now, England departing the European Union under the Brexit vote helps because it destabilized the euro just enough, and plus Germany starting to get a wave of nationalism going through it. That watch next Germany's elections, you're gonna see a nationalistic movement inside Germany. I promise you that will further destabilize the euro. So that currency's out. They don't want to go to China because, let's just face it, China's assholes. They'll be dictatorial and too hard to do business with. So there's not another currency right now. And Trump is also smart enough, President Trump, excuse me, that Putin in Russia is a huge oil exporter. As long as he keeps Putin in the dollar camp, we're okay. But it needs to be on the threat matrix, because if we start seeing moves from the petrodollar, that will be a sign to more heavily invest in precious metals as a store of value. Just want to throw that out there. Please research. If this is new to you, you disagree with me, research, fact check me. If I said a fact in error, I'm sorry, but watch the petrodollar. Watch what the foreigners are doing, the oil exporters are doing, and see if there's a movement. Now, the good thing is it's going to take 2 to 3 years for them to execute a movement. Can Trump pivot us, President Trump pivot us in 2 to 3 years with his policies sufficiently to negate any movement away from the petrodollar? I think he will. I think he will be successful. However, these people don't like us. There's going to be a big rush to go the other way. So it does need to be on your threat matrix. I told you we were going to get a little deeper in the weeds today. But God bless you. I'll do another video shortly. And please subscribe to my channel, and we'll get in more economic stuff. This is ST from ST Silver Stacking. God bless you.